Hey, this is Ryan, and question number 8 in this series, WeAsk.tv, is surprisingly simple. I use stock photos often in building websites for clients, and I was kind of caught off guard a few weeks ago when a client asked in an email, what are stock photos? It kind of caught me off guard because I thought everybody knows what stock photos are, but obviously everybody doesn't know because she asked, and most people don't work with stock photos on a daily basis. So I'm going to explain what they are and how you can use them on your website. I'm also going to show you some examples of sites you can use to get your stock photos, show you the difference between the free options and the paid options. And I'm also going to issue a warning at the end and explain how using stock photos improperly actually cost me a couple $1,000s several years ago, so then you can learn from my mistake. So stock photos are professional images, usually created by photographers, and then they're sold for like a one-time cost, and then you can use them for personal or commercial purposes. They're usually called royalty-free, which means you don't have to pay again and again every time you use them. But royalty-free does not mean totally free, as I'm going to explain at the end. So the website that I use for my stock photos is istock.com. It's one of the most popular, owned by Getty Images. I have a subscription with them. Another one that's really popular is Shutterstock. And just to give you an idea of pricing, with iStock, you tend to pay around $10 per image. So they'll sell you 3 credits for $33, and then you see for 24 credits, that's $220. And some of their images cost 3 credits, some cost 1 credit. So actually, some images could be as much as $30 for a single image. And then they have image subscriptions where you could save a little bit and get like 10 images per month for $70, for example. Shutterstock is pretty similar, definitely cheaper, similar quality in terms of images available. I found the best quality to be iStock, and that's why I use them. So you can see the plans from Shutterstock, and they range from 27 cents per image to almost $3 per image if you're on an annual plan. If you do prepaid image packs of 2 to 25 images, then the images are $10 to $15 per image. So that probably seems pretty pricey to you, but there are cheaper ways to get stock images. One of those is from Envato, and it's at photodune.net. And they sell images for as little as $2 per image. So that's a good example. Probably not going to get as good a quality or selection there. You can also get free stock images. And again, you're going to want to make sure these are free and not royalty free, because there is a difference. But Pexels.com is an example of a free website that gives free images. And again, you want to check the license, but most of the images here are free to use for commercial purposes or personal purposes, and you don't need to give any photo credit to the photographer or author of the image. But just to give you a quick example of the difference in selection and quality, I'm going to do a quick search for Red Balloon, and I'll do it at iStock, and then I'll do it on Pexels.com, just to give you an idea of the difference in quality. So I'm going to search Red Balloon at iStock and just scroll through here quick to show you the quality and selections. You see a number of balloon images, and if I scroll to the bottom, well, first of all, they're all pretty relevant. Most of them do have a red balloon in them, and there's 1,000 pages of images. So thousands of images available. I am viewing the essentials and the signature, which is the best quality. So I have access to all those images. If I look at Pexels.com and let's do that same search for Red Balloon, you're going to see the difference pretty quick. There's a number of images here with a red balloon. You already see some images that have no red balloon in them. So the search is not quite as dialed in, and the selection is not as good, but these are free. So this is probably going to work for a lot of people who just need a couple images and aren't real picky about the selection and the quality. The quality is pretty good here, but the selection and the searchability of the website is a bit off, as you can see. So to give you that warning that I promised and explain the situation I ran into a few years ago, or several years ago, it was with Getty Images, and I had used royalty-free images on a website that was deactivated a long time ago. I got a letter in the mail from Getty Images, that I owed them like $2,500 for one image that was used for 2 years, and then like $1,300 for another image that was used. And you could Google this. A lot of people call this Getty Images extortion letter because they view it as extortion. So there's lawsuits going on with this. I think I decided to pay most of it rather than arguing. So I did make the mistake of using royalty-free images thinking they were totally free, but often the license for royalty-free does not mean free for commercial purposes. So be very careful in using free images or royalty-free images anywhere, whether it's for commercial purposes or personal reasons, because you could get in trouble. I prefer just to purchase all my images from a company like iStock to make sure they're licensed, even if I'm using them for personal use, so that you don't run into that issue. There's people out there who are putting images out and making them look free so that you'll use them, and then they can send you a threatening letter, file a lawsuit if you don't pay them money. So if you are working with images on a website, you're probably gonna like a 3-minute tip video that I did recently on the topic of website image sizes. So I'm gonna link to that video, and you can head over there and watch that next. And we'll see you there or on the next video in the series, WeAsk.tv.